Good morning, good morning. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Am I being heard loud and clear? Happy Sunday. It's afternoon for me. It is 12:45, but I'm giving myself some slack because I was up till 4 o'clock in the morning.
Hello, chat. I returned. I can't remember the last.
The child has returned. Good morning, Wrath. Can you hear us all right? Is the music too loud? I have not watched Monument Mythos. Hello, Emily. How are you? Hello, Sneed. I was up late last night. This coming weekend is designed by The Thankless, which is a reboot of a previous live reading that I did, so it's never actually premiered on a Saturday. Then we also, the week after that, what's the week after that? Oh yeah, my True Story Memory Man update. I've been telling you guys I've had something in the works about that. So that is coming soon. And then I stayed up, which is coming out the week after all that on October 1st. I whipped up Confronting Evil Season 2, Episode 1. So we are finally there. We are finally to the point where I have started making Confronting Evils again. Feels good. Feels right. I'm not making excuses. I'm old.
And he finally admits it. Everybody mark it on the calendar.
Yeah, I'm old. Listen, I can party like I used to. I just can't recover as well. That's all. Just takes me a little longer to recover.
You're getting falling.
Well, it's better than the sky, I suppose.
Not really.
Hey, child.
Yeah.
You reach back there and grab me that green bag. If possible. Next time you get up. Or I'll wait for you. It's fine. I did not realize it would. You're fine. Stay comfortable. Stay thirsty, my friends. I was doing the Dasaki stuff. Didn't you hand me the green bag?
Applesauce.
You want to say hi to everyone?
Hello, good morning.
Pocket says hello. So you're looking for what? Pants? You're wearing pants. She is wearing pants.
I'm wearing jeans.
I'm wearing jorts.
Let's just say my thighs are not happy with these jeans. I've been doing squats and the muscle is real. Like literally, there's no fat. The muscle is freaking real.
Not mu minus. No, not me. I never party.
I don't know how you even got these damn things on.
Emily says hi.
Good morning, Fuzzy. How are you? Happy Sunday, everybody. Even for those who it is not morning anymore, it is technically afternoon. It certainly feels like a morning to me. Apparently it's just because I just woke up stupid.
Because you just woke up stupid. Why would you wake up stupid?
No,
That's
no.
a terrible idea.
But you did just wake up. And I even made you a nice fruit bowl to go with your coffee.
It is indeed a bowl of fruits.
So last night we finished up the Chronicles of Raybob, a Locust Lake story. I know a few of you in here, most of you here, have stopped by and watched it since it's been up. I do hope that you like how it came out. I really liked part 4 because it ties directly into A Return to Locust Lake and makes a lot of connections and adds a lot more substance, I feel. It's always fun expanding the Locust Lake verse, which is what we've taken to calling it instead of like the Marvel verse. It's the Locust Lake verse.
The locust fruits.
The Locust verse. Hello, dog lover. How are you? good morning, good afternoon, whichever you'd prefer to call it.
Good.
Also know that some of you here did not see last night's video, so I won't go into too much depth about it because I don't want to give away any spoilers. But it's good. I feel last night's was probably the best out of the whole 4-part series. I really liked the last story because it just, everything gets tied up in a nice little bow. No worries. I'm just letting you know it exists. It is out there. And it is, I put it into the Locust Lake playlist. I added it to it where it's supposed to be chronologically. So that way everybody will know exactly when and where it takes place. You alright there?
No. Guess father.
What? What happened on Friday? I know.
And then I watched a bunch of stuff on it. And the story mode is great.
You know what else came out on Friday?
Cobra Kai. I hate that
Cobra Kai
season came out on
Season
the
5.
same day because it makes you less excited for Splatoon 3.
'Cause,
Even though you weren't excited
dude,
in the first place.
Cobra Kai Season 5, I'm pretty sure, is the best fucking season so far. It was really, really good. Really good. Like, we've already gone back now and watched it twice. It was really good. So if you like Cobra Kai and you haven't seen Season 5 yet, it came out on Friday. Holy fucking shit. Holy cow.
Holy.
They are.
The religious cow.
Religious cows.
She struck again. She lays on your jeans. All the time. So much jean laying.
Let's go. See, that's the thing with Cobra Kai. And good morning, Paul. How are you? That's the thing with Cobra Kai, unfortunately, is it's like Pringles. Once you pop that first episode, like, you're locked in for the next 5 hours.
Yep.
You're not stopping it. I actually had to stop it for like an hour and a half on Friday so I could narrate.
I'm not happy.
Yeah, I was gonna get lynched, but I did get it done, but family was not happy. In this past Saturday, yesterday, I narrated the first part of No End House. Well, I played David, which is the person narrating the story. So, there were a couple lines in it that I didn't read, but I got that all clipped together and sent over to an individual's channel. I won't say who just yet, because I don't know when they're coming out with the video. But as soon as I have a link for it, I'll make sure to share it on my community page and in my Discord, on Twitter and on Facebook as well, because I'm really excited about that. I really like No End House. It's one of my favorite creepypasta stories. But I've never been able to get a hold of the author. And I don't like reading other people's stories on my channel without express permission from the author first. Because that's kind of what happened to my first channel, because I didn't realize that reading people's stories without their permission would make them upset. Especially if you're not monetized. But live and learn. But yeah, haven't been able to get a hold of that guy. But I did read it for somebody else's channel, and I'm really excited for it. I love No End House. It's literally one of my favorites. It's a really good story. I actually was very disappointed with Channel Zero. They did such a great job with Candle Cove. Season 1 of Channel Zero did such a fantastic job with Candle Cove. And then Season 2 was supposed to be about No End House. And it wasn't No End House. The first episode had a few elements of the story in it, and then the rest of the episodes had nothing to do with the story at all. I was pretty upset about that. And I guess season 3 was supposed to be like a mix of stories, but I didn't even watch season 3. That's how bad season 2 was. But season 1, Candle Cove, Channel Zero, season 1, the Candle Cove season, that was good. I did like that. That was actually a really good mini-series they did, but it's like 6 episodes long. Though I will say, back when Channel Zero season 1 came out, there was a petition for Locust Lake to be one of the stories featured on Channel Zero. Petition was asking for like 100 votes. We got like 58 or something like that. So we got over halfway. But I don't know. That would have been pretty cool. See Locust Lake on Channel Zero. But then you take a look at season 2, what they did with No End House, and I wouldn't allow them to do that to Locust Lake. You cannot change the entire story of Locust Lake. It's not going to happen. I won't let you do it. I don't care how many televisions you put it on. So that probably would end up being an issue anyway. But still, the idea of it was cool. Dude, I would watch the heck out of it. Like, forget the fact that, like, I'm one of the creators of it. Like, if someone, like, just had a Locust Lake show, like, I would watch that shit. Like, think about all the stories we've come up with, and, like, each one of them being broken apart into, like, 4 or 5 episodes a piece or something like that. Like, that would be an awesome show. Channel Zero is a Sci-Fi Network television series. And every season, at least when it started a while ago, we're talking like 6 years ago, I don't even know if it's on anymore, it was supposed to be a mini-series every year where basically they featured a different creepypasta story. So I know you haven't heard a lot of these stories, but like Candle Cove is a really popular creepypasta. Everybody knows Candle Cove. Everybody knows No End House. Everybody knows Jeff the Killer. Like, those are creepypasta stories. So what they were going to do is every season they were going to feature a new creepypasta story. And I know the guy that made No End House and the people that worked on Candle Cove, like, they were contacted by Sci-Fi Network to help them make the adaptation for television, which is really cool because being part of that author community where, like, you know, everyone's just getting together and writing together these scary stories for the internet like I do, and television networks being interested in what you're writing and interested in putting those stories on television is, I don't know, it was exciting. It was a really exciting time to be an author. Even if I wasn't, you know, part of that, just seeing other authors getting their stuff selected for TV was really cool. Candle Cove, I can't tell you how many times I've read for Candle Cove. I'm sure you could look up right now, Sociopathic Pasta, Candle Cove, and come across at least 2 or 3 of my readings on someone else's channel from back when I was Sociopathic Pasta. I read, I'm pretty sure, every male part for that story, one way or another. So I was really interested to see that on TV when it did come out. 1999, let me circle back to that, Emily. So when Candle Cove did come out on TV and I saw what they did with it, the TV show, like, it was really good. It was really good. Like, they took what was already there and they expanded on it and made it great. And then season 2 was announced as No End House, and oh my god, I was like fangirling. I was so excited. I was like, oh, I love that story. And then they came out with it and it was fucking horrible. So it was sad. 1999. So 1999, a lot of people have heard of. A lot of people also might remember that I've had an extensive personal experience with that story, per se. Now, this story is released under a different name. It's called The Terrifying Truth. It's 3 hours long, and it's a compilation of all of the stories I'm about to talk about, all put together. So if you want to, like, listen to these on your own and find out more on your own and hear more about it, The Terrifying Truth, my true story with a creepypasta stalker. 1999 is kind of how I got started on this. It's how I became a YouTuber. It's how I became a writer. It's how I became a narrator. It's what started everything. When I got out of college for my bachelor's degree, there was like a month where I really didn't have any college, any school, because I didn't go and get in for my master's degree yet. So I started listening to a lot of, I always was. I'd listen to them at work. I'd download them onto my phone, and then I would go to work as a drywall finisher, and I would work all day listening to scary stories. And one of them really caught my attention, which was 1999, because it seemed so plausible that it could be real. So I went home and I started, good morning, Manny, how are you? So I went home and started researching 1999, and I found some things that added a lot of plausibility to that story. And then something really freaky happened here in my house with Shiloh when she was little. I don't want to tell you about it because I don't want to spoil anything, but it was strange.
I don't even know what it was.
The Terrifying Truth, 1999, the very first story. We'll go back and listen to it then. You were little. It basically made me wonder, if it's real or not, and if it is, maybe I had pushed the wrong buttons and now somebody was now looking for me. Then I came out with another story because shortly after that somebody got a hold of me, and an email that I received by somebody who was claiming to be Mr. Bear and was upset that I was looking into all their history, so to speak, sent me an email message. And this person that I was showing the email to, I gave them the address, and they looked up the IP address of this guy's email where he came from. And the IP address of the person who sent me the email claiming to be Mr. Bear came from 5 minutes down the road from where I live. This is all 100% true. So there's about 13 of these stories. I got a lot of pictures of really strange things, children in very precarious situations, death threats. I was being stalked for a long time, probably about 2.5, 3 years. And it all came to a very bitter conclusion that I really, again, don't want to talk about on the stream. This story, though, is available. But yes, I was stalked for about 2.5 years by at least one individual, possibly more, people claiming to be Mr. Bear. And yeah, it was a thing. That's why now I'm doing this other series, because I don't really want to look into 1999 anymore, since everything has settled. Nothing else has come of it. I haven't heard from this person, this stalker, in years, and I don't mind keeping it that way. Any unanswered questions I have, I'm willing to let sleeping dogs lie. But again, a few weeks ago, I've been listening to stories again. Where I work, I actually can have, some music or whatever to listen to in my ear most of the day. And it was terrifying. Again, there's a lot more detail, the pictures, the messages, the cryptic videos that I resequenced and put in order. All this stuff is up in that video. It's actually, it's pretty freaking scary. But again, I've been listening to a lot of true crime, and a lot of stuff about kids being taken and stuff like that. And then I remembered this thing. I posted a video about it a couple weeks back, about when I was a child, and I was almost kidnapped when I was 7 years old.
We would have brought you right back.
That's what my parents always said too. They would just brought you right back.
I'm on medication. They said that about me too.
So anyways, I never told anybody because I wasn't kidnapped. The guy ended up driving away. Long story short. So I never told anyone, but years later, now that I've, been listening to these stories, it kind of sparked my interest, and I went online and just started digging up some things, and found some things that they need more investigation, and basically shows that maybe I should have told my parents. I should have told someone sooner. So, yeah, that happened. I don't think it has anything to do with the Mr. Bear thing, because you're talking about an incident when I was 7, and then another incident from me digging into stories when I was in my early 20s, in my early 30s. Pretty spread apart. I don't think they're related. But I wanted to go ahead and start posting all these things that I found in updates, somewhat cryptic. Because everyone really did enjoy my quote-unquote 1999 series. And yet, I did put myself in a modicum of danger, but we all stayed safe. Everything turned out fine, and I feel like this time will be a lot better, because at least there's no stalker involved. Yet. Let's hope it stays that way. But I have found some really interesting things. There is an update. I touched on it when I came out with the first story. I didn't want to talk about what I found in that first story. The first story, I just wanted to talk about what happened to me and hint at the broader implications and updates to come soon. Since then, I have talked to a friend of mine who, well, we'll just say you'll be hearing about him in this update, and you'll also be hearing about some of the things that I found now in this update, which is actually what really prompted me to start all this up again, and kind of dive into, something true and creepy, and then share it with you guys, because I know you guys like those things. And if I was you, I'd like those things, so. Bread. Yes, dog lover, I agree. Being stalked is not fun. Even by someone wearing a bear costume. Now, the video I have up on my channel is a compilation of those stories, but it's the narration of it. The music in the background and stuff. The video part of it, like the actual video clips, I actually did display evidence. It's not in the compilation video on my channel. I had to change the background video because a lot of that stuff I don't have access to anymore. I don't know who created it, so I can't credit the creator. And the reason I took those stories down in the first place is because I'm really not allowed to talk about them. I can't really reference the main story of 1999 in those stories at all. That's why I changed the title of the story. So I had to take out all the video footage. But if you want video evidence of all the things that are being described in those stories, the pictures, the emails, the resequenced videos, all that stuff, if you're looking to see all that video evidence as I'm talking about it, in my Discord, there's a channel called The Cave. And in there, if you go into the cave, the pinned comment is a link to a Google Drive that has all those original videos in it. So it's each individual story broken down, but it's the original video. So it has all the video evidence and everything intact. And good morning, Dodge. How are you?
Hi, Dodge.
You didn't have to watch the ads, Dodge.
You. But you don't have to watch
That's
the ads.
funny. You really didn't have to watch the ads. Thank you very much, though.
It does contribute.
There's better ways to contribute. You don't have to suffer to contribute. I actually tell everybody, I mean, if you really want to contribute, it's why I don't have a Patreon. I don't want people getting something or giving out money for, like, oh, you can watch exclusive videos, or you can get your name on the screen.
Then
Like,
just have your Patreon video.
I will just send you exclusive videos if you really want, and I'll put your name on the screen just for being a cool person. I don't need you to send money for those things. It's just, I don't want to take money from people. So I encourage, if you guys do want to support, maybe check out one of my books. Not all of them. I think the Christmas book and the new Confronting Evil book, Doughboy and I get like nothing. We get like, I've got them priced so low that, like, because I just want people to, have access to them. I don't want people to have to spend, more than they really need to in order to get what they want. It's not about making money. Never about making money. This is something I love to do. But yeah, if you guys if you're really looking to contribute, that's the way I would recommend, because then you don't have to suffer and you actually get something from it. Like, you get an actual book, which all come in hardcover, which is cool. I'm actually have to go back and buy a couple of mine in hardcover, because those are really awesome. I like those. But yeah, all the books come with exclusive stories, so you'll get at least one story in each book that you've never heard before, because I've never narrated it, and it never will be narrated. And some of them have more than one. Like the new Locust Lake book that dropped this past February, that's got 3. That's got 3 exclusive stories, and now that Wrath has the book, because he came to hang out with me, I gave him a signed copy of it, because I knew it was one of the ones he did not have, and I really thought that he would like those exclusive stories, and he has read them. Yeah, he says he read them, but he can agree with me, those aren't just filler stories, not just there's stories you haven't heard before, and I'm going to put them in there just because you haven't heard them before. They do very much have a purpose. The stories, the exclusives in that book, add an awful lot to the Locust Lake series. They fill in a lot of blanks, they answer a lot of questions that a lot of people have asked me. So they do add a lot of substance to the series and tie a lot of things together. So, and thank you, Wrath dropped my link to my author page. It's all. Thank you.
How did you not make that illegal?
Wrath is a mod. Hello, Victor. How are you? And no, he is not Somber Reads. He does get that all the time, though.
Because the bees are alive.
I'm reading about this Aqua Teen Hunger Force box set. It's expensive, but that sounds cool. I loved that show. Dodge wants to know how your day is going, Shiloh.
My day is going quite fine, thank you.
In British, apparently.
How is yours?
Apparently. It's going fine in British. Somber does have a narration channel.
Wowzers.
And he also does a lot of narrating for me. Somber does a lot of voice acting. In fact, he plays Seth in the Confronting Evil series. Which is... He does great. I also gave, when Somber came to hang out with me at Locust Lake, which happened last weekend, by the way, that was a lot of fun. When Somber came, I gave him, because I didn't have an actual, ordered copy of the Confronting Evil book yet. I still had my author proof, the one that I was going through and crossing out mistakes and writing my final edit book. I gave him that. I signed that for him and gave that to him. That felt fitting because, he plays one of the main characters in that book, so it felt fitting that went over to Somber. I'm so excited for Confronting Evil. Seriously, I was up till 4 a.m. last night. Well, I was up till 3:30 editing it and getting it all put together after I got everything else done. And then I had to sit and listen to it because I've been waiting for almost 4 months to listen to the next Confronting Evil. And yes, I know that, I'm one of the creators and I know it's going to happen and I'm the one, but there's still something about sitting and listening to it. I write these stories and create them. It's also because I like to hear them too.
It's like making a robot and then seeing it actually work.
That's actually a very good analogy.
Or cooking something yourself.
But then wanting to taste it.
And then it tastes like holiness.
Yeah. It's exactly. It's like planning out a meal and you know how good it's probably going. My mom's Swedish meatballs and having to wait 3 months. And then the day comes, I have the recipe, I'm the one that's created it, I'm the one that cooked it, made it, but I'm still, the whole point was so I could eat it.
Or even just watching other people
Consume.
enjoy it.
What is going to happen? I'm not going to tell you what is going to happen. You are going to have to wait until October 1st.
We would put analogies.
All I will tell you, and I will tell you this much, is I have a very big surprise for you on October 1st. It's not just the return of confronting evil, and no, it has nothing to do with whether or not Mackenzie is coming back. It has nothing to do with that at all. And I have a very big surprise for you on October 1st. So big, I've been planning it for over a year.
Do I know about this surprise?
Yes, you do. So shush. Confronting Evil is amazing. It directly follows the Locust Lakes. So if you listen to the Locust Lake series, you'll see that, like, Shiloh is high. She's the heroine. Doughboy and I wrote it, so, like, one of the first stories he wrote was actually a script. And in that script, we were all in it, and Shiloh was a baby, and Shiloh was the only one to survive. So it was a movie script. The following year, I started a creepypasta channel, basically, and I wrote Stony Heart of the Black Woods, which is a story I grew up with hearing about when I grew up there. And because of that, I convinced Doughboy to take his movie script and turn it into a story. So technically, The Silence of Locust Lake was actually the first story written. It was just as a movie script. And that's also why there's was multiple killers to begin with, is because Doughboy had his, I had mine, then we had to make the connection that the lake is evil, and then that spawned a whole bunch of crazy.
And then
But because Shiloh survived in that story, Shiloh kept coming back. Shiloh was in a couple more stories, and then she kept surviving, and then eventually Shiloh was the one that came back to end the curse. She was the Ahab, the force of goodness to combat the force of darkness, as the stories progressed and drew on. Then the second series, when Shiloh does return at the end, she's much older. In the very last couple of stories, there's these two younger people that are there at the lake with everyone, and you come to find out very close to the end of the series that Seth and Mackenzie are actually Shiloh's children. So at the end of Locust Lake, they completely stop the curse. They end the curse at Locust Lake. They cleanse the land. We did that all last October, or last summer. It's all done.
spoiler alert.
So
But it's been out.
Mackenzie and Seth was Doughboy's idea to have her her children. And this is before Supernatural ended, but he wanted to do something like that. He's like, I want characters I can kill off. Because he couldn't kill off Shiloh. And I said, well, what about, we'll do this? And he said, well, yeah, we'll make them like Sam and Dean, but we'll have like Sam and female Dean, which, by the way, what a great idea. I freaking love it. It's been so fun writing for a female Dean. And basically, they jump from story to story on my channel. Hunting monsters, saving people, the family business. It's a spoof off Supernatural, but combined with the content of my channel and a spin-off to Locust Lake. It's 10 episodes every year, so it starts in October and runs through June. It has a seasonal story arc with a big bad and cliffhanger ending, and then you gotta wait 3 months, and then the series picks up again. Somber plays Seth, Mary P plays Mackenzie, and Wrath has been playing both Cash and Red Eye. And then there's Pockets plays Jesse Philstein, Sheriff Jesse Philstein, which is like the Jody Mills character of the series. We have other there's Huck, Eugene Huckleberry Bruce, who happens to be Raybob, Bruce's younger brother, which is why he's in the Chronicles of Raybob series. So, like I was saying before, the Locust Lake series is very much turned now into a Locust-verse, like the Marvel-verse, or the Star Wars universe, where we are having all these separate series and separate stories, but they're all now starting to be connected together and being able to create grand, epic end games and cool new beginnings, and it's fun. It's a lot of fun. But Confronting Evil is definitely one of my favorite series to write for. It writes itself. The characters are so well developed that I don't do the writing. The characters do. And it's even gotten to the point now where some of the actors will come up to me and be like, yeah, no, Mackenzie wouldn't do this, so you should write it like this. And then I go, okay, and the actor gets what they want, and it works out fantastic. So
It also makes it a lot more authentic and very flowy.
it does. I want
Flowy.
the actors to slip into their characters like a suit. I want them to feel very comfortable in the skins that they wear. And that really, really comes through for both Seth, Mackenzie, and Cash now. I mean, Luke, Wrath, sorry about name mispronunciation. Wrath plays such a good Cash. Cash was never supposed to be a legacy character. Cash was never supposed to be an ongoing character. He was supposed to be like a one-off thing. But he did such a good job playing him. Everybody loved his version of Cash so much that Cash has become, not a staple, but he's definitely in more stories than what we originally intended him to be in. So, if you do like Supernatural, if you like Locust Lake, either one of those things, I would highly, 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 highly recommend Confronting Evil. Highly recommend.
Now that almost all of it has been spoiled for you.
I haven't spoiled anything.
You've spoiled me.
I haven't spoiled anything. I haven't told anybody how it starts. Haven't told anybody that it ends. I might have spoiled the end, one of the reveals at the end of Locust Lake. One. And the Locust Lake has been out now on my channel for, the ending has been out now for over a year. So, that's something that, I mean, especially if you hear Blood and Beans, you probably know. And if you don't, trust me, I didn't spoil anything. There's still so many things in the Locust Lake series.
No, you just explained the entirety of it.
In detail.
In exact detail,
In
verbatim.
detail.
All the stories combined in
I will
5 minutes of content.
There's not a person in this chat that will tell you that because of what I've said, that the Locust Lake series is now pointless to listen to.
Everybody starts spamming in chat. The Locust Lake series is now pointless to listen to because
I don't think anybody's going to
LW
agree with you.
Sutton decided to spoil it for
I
everybody.
don't think
okay?
anybody's-
Okay, do some abbreviations in there. Throw some, like, I don't know, LW Sutton is over party, let's cancel him on Twitter.
Anyways, I don't think anybody's going to agree with you.
That'd be funny.
Yeah, no. I'll call you Luke, Ethan, Wrath, Blades. But I don't think I would call you Nick. I'm definitely not calling you dumbass. Nick, not Nick.
Like Dimbleweed. I thought everybody would believe it.
See? Even Blades. Locust Lake isn't pointless to listen to. Ignore Shiloh.
Spelled incorrectly, geez. Okay.
It
proof.
doesn't matter.
It does matter.
Talk to text.
If you're gonna insult me, do it correctly.
It's not insulting you. You're just wrong.
S-
The Locust Lake series is very much worth listening to.
I'm not saying
It
it's
is
not worth listening to.
the
I'm
flagship-
saying that you've spoiled every single bit of
I
it.
didn't. It's the flagship series on my channel. And sorry, child. Sorry, child, not this time, Fuzzy says. And Emily says she's not lying to her friends. Everybody loves the Locust Lakes, kid.
Yes, but-
No one can even lie as a joke.
It's not a joke. It's 100% true. Okay? Sarcasm's a lie.
Seriously, though, I love you guys, and I really am very happy that you like the Locust Lake series as much as you do. Or as much as you did, because it's... Well, here I am saying that Locust Lake is over and the curse is over, but since Locust Lake has ended, we came out with a prequel journal entry on last Halloween. There was a prequel journal entry for Christmas. Then there was a prequel journal entry for when the book released. Then there was Locust Lake in space, which takes place hundreds of years in the future. And then there's Doughboy's Locust Lake obituary story, which doesn't have anything to do with supernatural curses, but it still takes place at Locust Lake. So I keep saying Locust Lake is over, but you guys have still been getting a steady stream of Locust Lake. Shiloh is slandering.
Spelt wrong again. People learn how to spell my name.
No one know. You don't spell your name in the chat, so people don't know how to spell your name correctly.
Say Ember with 3 because
That's not correct either. I will spell her name out in the chat here, but Shiloh's name is spelled exactly how it is in the books. SHYLOH.
That's your spell, kids. Add it to your.
I changed it.
No, my books.
Oh, your book. Sorry. I was thinking of the dog.
It's how it's spelled in the Locust Lake series in my books. That's actually... Yeah, see, it's not my fault, Shiloh. I use speech to text, and I misspell your name
If
too.
you spell it out normally and then click it and then go add to your dictionary, then it won't do that anymore.
It doesn't matter. And I didn't do that. And you're my daughter. When I use talk to text, that's how it looks when I say your name.
What one? I or
I use talk to text is an I. And I'm your father. So stop getting on the viewers, please.
I'm getting on the viewers.
When we played Among Us, you know I'm a horrible liar. Dude, that was so much fun. That was like, we played Among Us, and then this week, what we do, we ended up going to the club after we flew some planes. I was terrible at it. And then we all went to Club Echo, and we rolled dice and played 3-man, and that was so much fun. There was like, everybody was, even Pockets was there for Among Us. Like, there was like everybody from the Locust Lake party this past weekend. Like 5 of us were. Hopefully Emily and Dodge can come next year as well. I know you're both really want to, that you're both planning. So it would be really cool. We did have a lot of fun. I showed everybody the picture of everybody standing at the keg. The one I put on my, hold on. The one I put on my community tab. Everybody's standing at the keg. Everybody's got a mask on. I was showing people at work. I'm like, this is what happens when you get a bunch of YouTube content creators together for a party.
I felt so left
It
out.
looks like Halloween. You were running around in your dinosaur
That's not
outfit.
a mask. I needed a mask, okay? I can't be a furry. I swear something.
Yes, and Dog Lover too. Absolutely.
Yes.
It was fun. It was a lot of fun. I'm also going to see if PA Nightmares, as I know he wants to come up as well. I'm going to see if he wants to maybe stop up next year too.
I think one lady at the flea market, I think, thought I was a furry because I had this dinosaur blanket that's it's got like you can pull it over your head. It's at Target.
Emily's like determined.
She's like, I will do this.
I am. It's not a debate. She is. I can make her mask. You don't have to. You do make really cool masks, by the way. Somber Puppet made Blades' mask, and he did a fantastic fucking job. And Somber's mask he made, oh my god, had the jaw that like moved open. I got an awesome picture of him like in his mask, jaw open, pounding a beer out of a bottle at the Locust Lake bar. It was fucking great.
Speaking of masks,
Good morning, Lucas, and Samhain is drawing near. Trust me, I am preparing right now. I have many stories for Halloween written, and I even have a few of them already narrated for the 13 days of Halloween. I'm actually going to be working on that a little bit more today.
Skits again?
Yep, you're not leaving skits again. Probably won't be doing the skits this year, though, until October. I know, it's going to be a little bit close to the wire, but we'll get it done. Nobody shall be maskless. It was fun. It was an absolute blast. It was like every day of the party, like, just got more intense. I picked up, well, Somber drove to my house. Took him 13 hours to get here from where he lived. And then when I got home from work, we drove Thursday night to the next state over from where I live to go pick up Blades. And then we drove Wrath of Blades back to the house. And we all went in the game room and we partied for like an hour and a half in there and then out here. Showed them the black lights and the music and shit. We all took a picture. Went to work Friday. Somber did beat my high score on my Galaga machine. He blew it away by 50,000 points. So that's one thing I do have to work on. One thing I do have to work on getting back to is the top of my own leaderboard. But in another sense, I don't mind because it's a reminder that my friends were there. So it's cool. He got and brought me gifts for the game room. Dude, I have his contest winning painting of Locust Lake. Gave that to me. That's hanging up. So then I took these guys, went up to Locust Lake 3 hours from my house Friday after work. We partied in the Locust Lake bar and got wasted and watched.
Bar is the best bar.
It is.
Also, the only one I'm allowed.
It's free. The Locust Lake bar is free, and it's like not like, oh, it's free, so there's not that much in there. No, it's a freaking bar, and it's free. Then we all went to the cabin, watched Friday the 13th movie. Had to watch part 7 because I didn't have part 6 with me. Then the next day, my other buddy from Halstead, who was also in the Locust Lake stories, he shows up with a half keg of cherry wheat, and we were drinking out of that all day Saturday and partying. And then Sunday was even more intense, we'll just say that. We broke out the glow sticks in the Black Woods, and we walked up to the Black Woods with glow sticks, and then we were listening to like EDM music and flinging glow sticks all through the air in the middle of the pitch black Black Woods on Sunday night into Monday morning. And we all finished up at the bar Monday morning after everybody went to sleep. There's this big pavilion outside with a roof over top of it and an enclosed fire pit, and there's a flat top grill. Cooked us up both 2 tubs chicken speedies, and we were up to like 7 in the morning. It was absolutely fucking phenomenal. I had so much fun this past weekend. It's one of those things like where you just hope like this goes right, and then hope this goes right, and then hope this goes right, and like everything just kind of clicked into place and went right. I took them to the flea market by Locust Lake, the largest one. It wasn't very large because it had rained earlier that morning. So, like, not all the vendors were there, but there was still quite a bit of people, and it was a lot of fun. And then we took them to the $1 Million Highway, which is another real place that is in Halstead. So I got to show them where Rex's used to be, and showed them the town of Halstead, introduced them to the Chicken Speedy, showed them the Black Woods, and I took them down to the $1 Million Highway. And we took a walk down the $1 Million Highway, played some hacky sack with my buddy Sean A. from Halstead, and it was an absolute blast. I had a lot of fun. Things did happen to Dog Lover. She would have made it this year, but she had a tragedy in her family, so understandable. So she's going to end up coming next year. But it was a blast, man. We had so much fun. Very, very happy I was able to make it happen. It was one of those things where, like, you know, people say, you know, oh, I'm gonna try and make it up there. I'll try and make it there for Labor Day. And you're thinking to yourself, you know, it's a 13-hour drive. Like, you know, this one guy, there's my one buddy, there's no way he's gonna be able to make this drive. Like, it's a long drive. I don't expect anybody to make that kind of a drive, especially just to come camping with me. And I was gonna try and convince Raph to come with me anyway, but for like a year to a year and a half, like, it was a little harder getting him to come out of his shell, to get him to let me come pick him up and take him to Locust Lake. And I had a feeling that if Somber didn't come, Raph might not come either. And I'm like, well, I don't know if this is going to happen, if it's not going to happen. But then, like, by the time my brother's wedding hit, like 2 weeks beforehand, like, it was like fucking set in stone. People were taking days off of work and making plans with family to be out of town for a few days, and it became very real. And it's just very cool that everything fucking clicked into place the way it was supposed to. So it was great. It was grand. It was absolutely grand. I had so much fun with my friends, and my family absolutely loved you guys, and it was just a blast. Yeah, basically. It was like feeling as if fate had, like, intervened and was like, no, you guys are gonna get together. This is going to happen. Like, so much fun. I am going back up to the lake this coming weekend. My last trip of the year till next April.
No.
It's also one of my most favorite trips. The last trip in September is always a bit calm. It's peaceful. The air is brisk. It's pretty. Sitting by the fire, sipping pumpkin spiced beers and hard apple ciders and preparing for Halloween. One thing we were going to do was film the intro for the Halloween skit this year. We didn't get to that weekend because we were partying so hard. So this next weekend when I go up, I got to film the Halloween skit. But if you guys want to film me like a little video thing, like, that would be cool in your masks. And I will send you a small script in which you could do that and still be a part of the intro for Halloween. I almost gave away what the story was going to be. Oh my goodness, how silly of me. Like, the story for this Halloween is secret. It is a secret story. It is something that I've been planning for a while, and I think you guys are going to absolutely flip shit. I also think you're going to flip shit when Confronting Evil comes out, too, because they both kind of intertwine. So, gonna be good times. Gonna be good times. I promise. Good times. Been waiting since last year. And I just can't wait till next Halloween, because I've got some ideas that'll really make them scream. I have many things in store. Many things in store, but two things that are very special.
Like
More special,
Kit
yes.
Kats.
Not Kit Kats.
In store, yeah.
They
Kit
are
Kats are in the store. Do you know that blueberry muffin Kit Kats exist? They're at the dollar store. I forgot to point them out to you, but they're famous.
Yes. I'm very, especially for you, because you had to drive all the way back on Monday after getting like 2 hours of sleep. Somber. Now here, I told Somber before he came, when he was talking about it coming, like months and months beforehand, I told him I was going to get him so absolutely wasted that he won't be able to remember whether or not he had a good time. Now, he did leave and says he had a great time, so he did remember, but I will say this. He came to my house on Thursday, and his hangover hit him on Wednesday the following week. He went home on Monday, drove all the way home, said he got home in time to take a shower and go to work. So Tuesday morning, he goes to work again with like no sleep, works all day, passes out Tuesday night, and wakes up Wednesday morning with a fucking hangover. He's like, it's Wednesday, and the hangover's just hitting me now. Like, that makes me so proud. Like, I got you to party so hard that your hangover hit you 3 days later. Oh, it's awesome. Accomplishments.
Hey, Dad.
Yes.
Can you make me eggs for
Probably. Yes, and Lucas, take it easy. Have a great one, and may fate smile upon you as well. I am also going to be ending the stream here in about 5 minutes. And for the next minute or two, I'm going to leave it in the hands of my capable child. Careful not to hit the cords over here because you'll knock the internet.
Finally, the world needs to know about the pine cones. So, everybody, I need to talk to you about pine cones. Okay, now I know they may seem trustworthy. You know, they're all prickly and tree and make more trees. I think that's how pine cones work. Pine cones, yes. But pine cones are con artists, okay? And now you all need to know about this, to never trust a pine cone. Under any circumstance whatsoever, do not trust a pine cone. They will ask you for your mother's maiden name, social security number, and Twitter password, okay? And all of these things, never give them to a pine cone, because no matter how much money, how much happiness, no matter how long they're saying they're going to keep your wife and kids, they will not give it back. They will just take your money, and then you've been tricked by a pine cone. Okay, everybody? Now, thank you for listening to this warning. Please take my advice very heavily, okay? Okay. Father's back.
I am back.
No! Summer is among them! No!
And Somber is trees. And Wrath allegedly died at the lake. Allegedly.
No, do not tell them to do your taxes.
Hashtag stand with
No!
pine cones.
People! Stop rebelling! Thank you, Raph. Finally, somebody that understands the absolute trickery and tomfoolery of the pine cones.
Tomfoolery. What are you, Eugene Huckleberry Shiloh Bruce?
Did you hear my pine cone thing? They need to know.
It's nuttier than a scrotum on a three-testicle deer.
I hate you.
That's what Ray Bob said last night. I love that line.
I don't.
I do. It's great.
You know what I love? Not giving your information to pine cones.
What in the name of Sam Adams? Oh, good old Ray Bob.
I do eat pine cones. Oh my god, in music?
I think I'm going to rebel because he's been told not to rebel. See what you did?
Diddly darn it!
See what you did? Fuzzy. Yeah, I saw that you liked that.
Okay. In school, we're like for music, we're making the Spotify playlists, and I got the camping like theme for the playlist, and I'm gonna name it my playlist "Eating Pine Cones," and it's gonna be great because we need to eat them pine cones. We need to kill them. We must.
Ray Bob's a good old backwoods country boy, deer hunting in camo, drinking moonshine and beer. It's just something that Ray Bob would say. It's just like fit his character so perfectly. Or Dr. Squatch pine tar soap. You could consume that and smell like a coniferous forest.
Wait, what was the thing that we were giving like in soaps? Rust soap? The tetanus soap.
Yeah, because of the rust in it. That stuff is good though, man. That
And
Mars
the
bar
grip.
shit is amazing.
The grip vaccine.
Grip vaccine.
How to get that grip vaccine. Kids, if you don't believe in it, you will die.
Possible. 'Tis possible. But alrighty, I do have to get going, and I have to make the child some eggs, because
Oh wait, I can't eat eggs.
children need sustenance. Well, then I'll make you something else. I'll make myself eggs.
Yay!
Absolutely love you guys. This coming weekend is designed by the Thankless. It's a reboot, but it's actually its first Saturday premiere, and it's one of my favorite stories. So if you haven't heard it, I very much recommend that you check this one out, because I think you'll really enjoy it. And if you have heard it and remember it, you still really might enjoy the reboot. So I hope to see you there. I like to hear the retelling. It's a great story. I think it is. It's funny. It's got its funny moments.
It's got its haha funny.
It
moments.
very much does. It's also got a like whoa aha
It's
big
very funny.
big
now.
brain moment at the end. I don't know. It's good stuff. Thank you for those of you that stopped in for Chronicles of Raybob last night. And thank you for spending much of your Sunday morning with me, part of your Sunday morning with me. It's always an honor. It really is.
Thank you for joining this family.
It's very cool. Yes, thank you for joining the family of the Lockhart Morning. And yes, and also hope you very much are looking forward to the return of Confronting Evil, because it is right around the corner. Absolutely love you guys. Have a fantastic day. Please be safe. Have a great week, and I will see you next weekend. Stay creepy,
And remember to never trust a plankton.
but not too creepy. The right kind of creepy.
That's very creepy.
Have a fantastic day.
Ta-ta.